We're here with Mathieu Jaminet. Mathieu, obviously, it was an exciting year last year in year one. A lot of chaos that happened in that GTP class last year. Just kind of touch base on how you are feeling after year one and then heading into year two in this car. And obviously, seeing a lot of success that you guys had last year was definitely exciting to see.
I mean, yeah. We started. The year on the back foot. To be honest, we had a tough Daytona. We came close to winning Sebring, but then we had this big incident. And then from there on, the guys really pushed hard, flat out, and we kind of came back and we're fully in it to win it at the end. Going to Atlanta, won a couple of races. So I think we did a pretty good job considering where we started. So I really hope now going to year two, having all the knowledge we also had to start with a brand new team, and we were pretty much the only one in the States starting with a brand new team. Everybody had a brand new car, yes, but we had to bring this operation together with Porsche Penske with complete new people, and it wasn't the case really for the other teams, which were already running different cars, and they just came in and. Like in terms of operation, they were kind of sorted, and this is where I think we progressed a lot throughout the season, and we definitely arrive much more prepared going to year two of the GTP class. But it's racing. There are still some unknowns, still some things we're gonna get surprised, I guess, and I just can't wait to see how it goes. I mean, it's been a great year, great show, and a great fight with everybody in GTP, with all the manufacturers last year. So I just hope it stays the same, like super close racing, and if we can arrive again in Atlanta with a championship super open between 3, 4, 5 cars, this is what everybody wants to see, and this is also what we love as drivers. So I hope. It just continue to go like that.
Tibelman obviously didn't go your guys' way, and I can imagine for you guys it's got to make you so much more hungry to get back out and get going again, especially for the Rolex 24 at Daytona. Kind of put that season away, or at least that ending away, and try to go after. I imagine there's a lot of hunger probably for you guys in your team specifically.
I mean, to be honest, I'm very, very frustrated of 2023 because I really feel like we didn't have luck in some key moments. Petit Le Mans has been one of them. Watkins last year really hurt. It was also a little bit of bad luck there, and that put us really on the back foot. And Sebring and like all the big races, there was always something going on. So I really feel like this cost us a lot of points, and also things we couldn't control as a drivers, because at the end of the day, if you look at the season, Nick and myself didn't really commit much mistakes. I just hope we do the same job next year, having no mistakes, and hopefully we will be there, and for sure we'll try to bring this frustration into motivation for 2024 and be on it, and hopefully we can bring the big trophy home. That's really the target next year.
What do you think you're learning so far heading into year two? I know, again, this car is very complex. There's a lot of different aspects of this car that are different maybe than from the DPI era or when you race in GTD. So, what do you feel has been the biggest kind of learning step for you in this entire process? And what do you feel like you're still gaining here, especially heading into year two, and especially with testing going on here this week?
I mean, for me personally, I have learned so much technically on these cars because I had zero prototype experience. I only drove GT. These cars are really complicated, really complex, with a lot of systems and setups and things you can do. Luckily, I was teammate with Nick, which had a LMP1 experience and drove many cars in his career. So he really bring me up to the level of learning the car and guide the team technically. Where before, starting the year and the first few months, I was for sure behind. So I feel like I also arrived personally much more prepared into the second year on this kind of stuff, and then just the team learned so much about the car. It was still a lot of new people in this program and this hybrid stuff. We have some experience at Porsche, but nobody at Penske had experience with hybrid cars because they come from IndyCar and NASCAR and DPI, and it was really brand new for them. So I feel like we really learned as a group. We have also a lot of young engineers. So it was a good learning year, I feel like. And now, the second year is the moment where you have to perform and show results. So I really hope we're going to be competitive. This you never know until you show up to the racetrack and you have the first practice sessions. I mean, we've seen this year we expected some tracks to be super competitive and we were kind of nowhere, and some tracks we expected to be kind of a bit behind, and then we were super fast. So it's always a surprise. I feel like now we kind of know which manufacturer is where, depending on the tracks. So I just hope the tracks were a bit behind. We're gonna make the step and be there, and the tracks where we had an advantage, we hopefully gonna keep it.
For sure.
That's the plan. That we see how we go.
The weather's been pretty chilly the last couple of days here with testing. Has that played a factor at all in terms of the testing strategy or anything that you guys are trying to implement at all? I mean, I know it's been pretty cold, and sometimes with the cars being as with the braking and especially the tires warming up, I can imagine.
I mean, not really. I mean, I'm happy that this test is a bit on the cold side. This is something we could expect at the 24. So obviously, coming back here, and I haven't driven the car for a couple of weeks in cold conditions. You remember how the outlap is tricky. Still going to be a challenge again here. It's going to be really tough, but conditions are great. I mean, we are lucky it's sunny. I also think about the season. Like, we've been super lucky with the weather. We didn't have any wet race somehow. So it would be interesting to see these cars racing in the wet at the end of the day, because we never drive in the wet. So it would be good at some point in the States to have a wet race and see maybe one manufacturer maybe would have an edge or not. We actually have no idea, because we never drive the kind of wet. So this would be actually interesting to also have maybe some wet races in 2024 and see how this goes.
Yeah, and I kind of want to touch base before I end it off here. You raced with Pfaff prior to coming here with Porsche Penske, and now seeing him go over to McLaren, and kind of the end of an era for that team with Porsche. I mean, for you, what do you look back on with your time at Pfaff, and to see that team now going to McLaren? How do you expect that team will do? I mean, I know they're not going to be the same group as you guys in terms of being in the Porsche family, but how do you expect that team to do with the new McLaren?
I mean, Pfaff for me is like a second family. I have not been to many teams in my career which were like them. It's one also of the only teams basically we almost speak every week. We have kind of a WhatsApp group and we exchange, with the team and engineers and the boys, So it's really one of the greatest teams I've had a chance to race with, and what we have accomplished was really great with them. Obviously, it's sad to see them leaving to McLaren. That means also, as I'm a Porsche driver and I hope to stay a Porsche driver for many years, I won't have the chance to race with them again, at least in the near future. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I wish them the very best. Honestly, I have no doubts on how competitive they're going to be. I'm pretty sure they're going to be fighting for the title again this year. Because, for me, they are one of the best teams out there. And even though they get the McLaren, which is a new car to them, technically they're on a very high level, on a almost factory level team, even though they are private. So and we've seen on strategies and pit stop, they are basically the benchmark in GT in the pits. So at the end of the day, for sure they will be there, and I hope their competitors, they don't underestimate them, because I expect big things, and I'm sure they're gonna be up there. Really
awesome. Thanks again, Mathieu.